What's up, Rockstars? Boom! Hey! This week's SMB Cybersecurity Authority tip of the week is next generation firewalls. And you're like, bro, everybody has next gen firewalls, right? Well, you might have one, but are you utilizing it with all the added features and the great things that come with your next generation firewall to actually help improve your overall security? You went out, you did all your research, you found the firewall that you wanted, next generation firewall, you bought it from your preferred vendor, whoever that might be, and you deployed it. But are you utilizing all of the extra and the goodies that come along with your next generation firewall to improve your overall cybersecurity posture? I cannot tell you how many times that I've been on consulting calls and been working with some folks and working with a firewall engineer, and they've actually done a firewall analysis, and we're presenting those results to the customer or to the prospect. And the number of times a lot of these features are not being utilized. Now, some of them do require additional costs to pay for the subscriptions, but it's totally worth it simply because it gives you that peace of mind that you've added another layer of security, which layering security is extremely important. So you're not going to have a silver bullet. You're not going to have a single solution that's going to do everything that you need from a cybersecurity standpoint. So utilizing these features that I'm going to share with you, these features within your next gen firewall will help tremendously. So one of those features being application awareness. So while it's not a full-blown solution, it's, again, a layer. Those layers matter. So it's a layer that's going to help you be able to control what applications that people are able to access, particularly from outside the organization. Our whole world has changed to where that perimeter is essentially has been obliterated due to most recent events several years ago, which I won't go into, but the being able to control your applications, what applications can actually send data out or that can be accessed inbound as well. So you want to make sure that you're utilizing the application awareness features as well. Tied to that is identity awareness. Now, this is not a full-blown identity management solution, but it helps you step into that of being able to help you control who can send what information out of the organization, and also what information can come in based on those identities, what can come into your organization. So utilizing the identity awareness functionality within your firewall can go a long way in allowing you to be able to control that. One of the things you don't want to have, particularly from an application and identity, when you combine these together, what you can end up with is the ability to be able to block somebody from downloading something that they shouldn't be downloading, an application, and being able to deploy that within your environment and then sending data out. We see this happen quite a bit. I've seen this happen quite a bit within school districts where students are trying to do things to bypass the security controls that the district has put into place. They will frequently download things like a VPN that will allow for that traffic to go out undetected because it's being secured, but they can download a VPN and be able to communicate and bypassing all of the security that the school district has put into place because it's going encrypted through that VPN channel, which ties to the third thing is SSL decryption. So when you have those situations where somebody's trying to send encrypted data back and forth, allowing for the firewall to actually do that decryption of those encrypted traffic and inspect it and make sure that it's legitimate traffic and it doesn't have any payloads in it is a great way to secure your organization, secure your, particularly inbound, really, from that standpoint. One of the things that happens almost all the time now, because the bad guys have gotten really good, is that they're encrypting the payloads. They're encrypting the what they're sending to either your end users through a phishing campaign or actually through a brute force attack, or for some way somehow they ended up with the ability to be able to get onto your network. They're able to send, and they are doing this, sending the traffic encrypted. So your firewall may not even see it and may not even realize that there's data coming in tied with the other things that I shared, your application awareness and your identity awareness, tying that in, they can bypass all that because it's all been encrypted. So frequently, I've seen as high as 80% of the traffic that's going through a firewall on some of the customers that we've worked with, as high as 85% of the traffic is encrypted. So there's that traffic that could be passing through your firewall that is not even hitting any of your security tools because it's been encrypted. Now, you do have to make sure that your firewall can handle, needs enough horsepower to be able to control or be able to do the SSL decryption and encryption, because it'll encrypt it back whenever it sends it back through after it's inspected it. So you want to make sure your firewall can handle, it has the horsepower to be able to do that. So on your next firewall renewal, whenever you need to replace your current firewall, definitely check into that. You want to ask your MSP or your vendor to make sure that your firewall does have that horsepower. You might have to go up a level or two as far as the functionality or even in price. But the firewall companies out there have really gotten good about offering the SSL decryption at the lower priced models now. It used to be you had to buy a freaking enterprise level firewall to be able to do the SSL decryption. But a lot of the firewall companies have started to offer that feature and been able to boost up the horsepower within their lower priced firewalls so that SMBs, you guys out there, can actually utilize that functionality within a firewall that's affordable to you. And then one of the greatest things, and it's I'm stumbling because it blows my mind. It makes me speechless when I come across a customer and we're looking at their firewall and they're not utilizing the IDS IPS, the intrusion detection, intrusion prevention functionality that is built into your firewall. That was really what got the next gen firewalls, really gave them that original classification, is that they were being deployed with or had the functionality of doing the IDS IPS, so the intrusion detection, intrusion prevention functionality within your firewall. That's why you got a next gen firewall, is for that functionality. And again, I'm speechless whenever I come across a customer or a prospect that they haven't deployed or activated that particular functionality within their firewall because they didn't realize that it was there, or they weren't sure exactly what it would do to their firewall. But it's been in part of the next generation firewall since day one. It's super, super useful. And again, that layering allows you to be able to add another layer that helps you protect your interior, your inside of your network, and also gives you that alerting of anything that's coming through. Now, you definitely want to talk to somebody that has expertise in being able to configure that, simply because you don't want to get alerted on everything, because you could get absolutely bombarded with alerts. And that's one of the reasons I think a lot of folks don't deploy that, is because they don't know how to dial down and really configure it so that you're not getting all those false positives on there, or false negatives, or false whatever it is. They're not getting all these alerts. They're not getting bombarded with alerts to be able, so that their inbox is getting filled up with all this crap because their firewall is going, hey. And definitely talk to a professional or an experienced person that really knows how to get that dialed in and tuned up right for you, so that you're only getting the alerts that truly, truly matter. Now, there's a whole bunch of other things that I could go into around your next generation firewall, but I wanted to share those key points with you because those are really some of the basics within the firewall that I've come across numerous times repeatedly. Again, it's part of the cybersecurity fundamentals, is that next generation firewall, and including these features. So your application awareness, your identity awareness, your SSL decrypt, and your IDS IPS, your intrusion detection and your intrusion prevention solutions, having those within your firewall. So you have one thing. Your firewall, your next generation firewall, can add 4 layers to your cybersecurity posture, and they're already there. And again, you may, depending on your firewall vendor and depending on the solution, you may have to pay for a subscription, but it is so worth it to give you that peace of mind that you've added those additional layers through on your perimeter with one solution, your next generation firewall gives you those, plus many, many others that I won't go into now. If you want to have a conversation about those, please reach out. But just wanted to share those with you as the tip of the week. Your next generation firewall is one of your biggest tools in preventing security attacks or reducing the chance that you're actually going to have a cybersecurity event, but also allows you to be able to really step up your game within the cybersecurity space. Hope you got some value from that. Reach out if you have any other questions, you want to talk more about it. And that's your cybersecurity SMB. What is it? SMB, Cybersecurity Authority Tip of the Week.